Hello guys, so today we're going to be looking at something a little bit different with fractions today, okay? We're going to be looking at finding the simplest fraction, okay? Now by simple, what I mean is we want the numerator up here and the denominator to be as small as possible, okay? Because it's just easier to work with, okay? I don't want to be doing 50 out of 100, 50 hundredths, okay? Can you imagine trying to draw 50 hundredths? Okay, or imagine trying to do a calculation with 50 hundredths. Okay, so when people have fractions, they try and bring their numbers down as low as possible. Okay, and they can't just change them. They can't just turn this into 1/6 because that's not the same. So what they do is they find equivalent fractions, so fractions that are the same value, using their times and their divides. Okay, now remember, whatever I do to the numerator, I also have to do to the denominator, or whatever I do to the denominator, I also have to do to the denominator. Okay? Did I say that right? Whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator. Whatever I do to the numerator, I have to do to the denominator. Okay? So if I times the numerator by 100, I have to times the denominator by 100. Okay? Now, if we're trying to make these numbers smaller, okay, then I need to be dividing. Okay? So if I want to find the simplest fraction, I need to divide the numerator and denominator by the biggest number that will go into both of them. Okay? Now, usually, you can look at the denominator and you can divide, you can look at the numerator and divide it by itself. Okay? And this will work for all the ones that we're looking at today. So I've got 2/6 here. If I were to make 2/6 into its simplest fraction, okay, I need to divide the numerator by itself, okay? So 2 divided by 2 equals 1, okay? And then when I've done that, to keep it the same, I need to do the same to the denominator, okay? So 6 divided by 2, okay? 2, 4, 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So 2/6 equals 1/3, okay? Now, do you notice how to make it into the simplest fraction? I have made these smallers, these smallers? What is that word? Smallers, okay? I have made these numbers as small as possible, but I've kept them the same. And look, it works, okay? So 2/6 equals 1/3, okay? If I turn this into thirds, okay, 3 parts, it's 1/3, okay? So to find the simplest fraction, I divide them by the same number to make them smaller. A good place to start would be divide the numerator by itself. Okay? This will only work though if the numerator and denominator are in the same times table. Okay? But it will for the ones we're going to do today. So 3 divided by 3 equals 1. Okay? And 9 divided by 3 equals 3, okay, 1/3. So 3/9 is the same as 1/3. This is the simplest fraction because it's as small as possible, okay? And let's look at this. This is 3/9. 1, 2, 3, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But also it can be 1/3, look. Okay? 1 out of 3. And that's what simplest fractions are. Keeping the fractions the same value, but making the numerator and denominator as small as possible. Okay, so 4 divided by 4 equals 1. Okay, and so 8 divided by 4. Remember, whatever I do to the numerator, I have to do to the denominator, or vice versa. Okay, 8 divided by 4 equals 2. So 4/8 is the same as 1/2. Okay, and let's check it. Let's cut that in half. 4/8 or 1/2. Okay, so that's what you're going to be doing today. You're going to be finding some simple fractions. Okay, what that means is you want to make the fractions as small as possible. Okay, the way to do that is to divide the denominator. Why do I keep saying that? Is divide the numerator. Okay, and whatever you divide the numerator by, divide the denominator by the same. Okay, a good place to start would be dividing it by itself. Okay. As long as the denominator is in the same table as the numerator, that will work. Okay? Have a go at that, and we'll see how you get on. We're looking at this again tomorrow as well. Okay, so don't worry if it's any hard. We'll get some more practice in tomorrow. Okay? Lovely.